The Bill of Rights was ratified in 1791, outlining the basic rights and freedoms of the citizens of the United States. The Anti-Federalists, who were initially opposed to ratifying the Constitution, supported it after the addition of the Bill of Rights. The bill contained the first 10 amendments of the Constitution.
The First Amendment says that people have the freedoms of speech, religion, press, assembly, and the right to petition the government. It contrasted with the government of a monarchy, which would restrain basic human rights of holding personal opinions.
The Second Amendment gives citizens of the United States the right to bear arms and to create militias. This is important because it gave security to the people and it kept the government from taking away the rights of the citizens.
The amendment says that the government is not allowed to quarter the soldiers in the homes of the citizens during times of peace. During the 1770s, the colonists were forced to house British soldiers in their homes. This turned out to be one of the things that the colonists resented England for. The amendment protected against this and gave citizens the right to privacy.
The Fourth Amendment states that the government and the police are not allowed to search the homes of the citizens or seize their belongings without a good reason. The colonists were outraged that the British could do such things without warrants or unofficial paperwork. This amendment protects rights and a sense of entitlement.
The Fifth Amendment prohibits the prosecution of people for a federal crime by the government. It implemented the idea of due process of law, which means that all legal proceedings will be fair to the one accused of the crime. This amendment gave rights to those tried in court, making sure that their liberties would not be exploited by the government. The Fifth Amendment also gave the right to remain silent in court.
The Sixth Amendment gives the citizens of America the right to a speedy and public trial, an impartial jury, and the right to have a lawyer. These rights were meant to allow the individual to be defended in court and to make sure that the procedure of a trial was as fair as possible. The English system of courts was often unfair to those being tried, and this amendment prohibited unreasonable circumstances in court procedures.
The Seventh Amendment stated that Americans have the right to a trial by jury and said that the jury has the final say in a person's sentence. It protected people from unfair government ruling by making the jury responsible for the ruling of the court.
The Eighth Amendment prohibited inhumane or unusual punishments on criminals or prisoners. The death penalty was a debatable topic, and the Supreme Court ruled that the death penalty wasn't cruel or unusual. The government was also prohibited from imposing excessive bails and unreasonably high fines.
The Ninth Amendment states that the rights are not specifically listed in the Constitution may not be violated because they are still implied. The people cannot be denied these rights even if they are not guaranteed by the Constitution itself. This amendment is also called the Elastic Clause.
The 10th Amendment states that the powers that are not delegated by the Constitution to the federal government or prohibited to the people is reserved by the states. Issues such as gay marriage are decided by the states, a power that is granted to them by this amendment.
The Bill of Rights provided the average citizen with individual rights which made sure that they received protection, privacy, and security. Essentially, this bill was a continuation of the long legacy of freedom for all in the United States.